Hi, I'm Kelly.
And hi, I'm Geoff.
And this is Blueprints for Belonging, where we're exploring how to build conscious connection in a disconnected world.
Because belonging doesn't happen by accident.
Mm-hmm.
It
Nope.
happens by design. Hey, Kelly.
Hey, Geoff.
How you doing?
Doing well. Today we're going to explore how connection actually works. Not just in theory, but
But in everyday life.
in everyday life. Yeah, today we're talking about the word but. So
Yep. So it's important to include one or two.
One or two of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Today we're diving into something surprisingly small that can create surprisingly big disconnections.
Right.
One tiny word.
But.
B-U-T. Not
But.
B-U-T-T.
But have you ever heard somebody say, but honestly?
Uh-huh. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Or, yeah, but,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that's
I
used to do that,
Or
actually.
I don't disagree with you, but.
Right, right.
See, I think you just did.
But what?
Well, I have a little joke. I think it becomes an eraser. It's a but eraser. It erases what we just shared before. I know it's been a transitional word to help shape a direction of a conversation.
Or so we learned on Schoolhouse Rock.
Right. But gets in the way. Mm-hmm. It gets in the way of connecting other people together. Right. Why do you think it gets in the way of connection?
Well, because it is an eraser. Mm-hmm. It tells you, it basically, if someone is using it a lot when you're talking to them, mm-hmm. it feels as though you're not being heard mm-hmm. or seen. And mm-hmm. that's huge. And that leads to disconnection, like mm-hmm. almost instantly. Mm-hmm. You're like, well, they're not listening to me. Mm-hmm. Bye.
Mm-hmm. So good. So noticing, our podcast today is going to go a little bit into the noticing these words, these tiny micro words that we have in our language.
That seem harmless.
That seem harmless.
We use all the time.
We do. That there's some psychological impact that takes place when we have them. Just like you were sharing, that when somebody says the word but frequently, because you might be sharing something with them and then they're kind of contradicting you with the word but. Mm-hmm. And I think some of that is not that they're trying to contradict you. I think they, again, have unawareness to the use of the word but all the time. Mm-hmm. Because there's this habit that we have in our language where we're just trying to share and talk about something, and then, we're just,
And then the butt got in the way.
The butt you shared, where's a butt appropriate?
Oh, right. Well, I think you asked me, where is a butt appropriate? And I said, nowhere except an airplane. Because I'm not going to give them the crotch when I'm going to the bathroom.
Going across the seats, yes.
Yeah. It's like, no, they get the butt.
Yeah. Well, it can be a connector word, yet it's not. Mm-hmm. It's one that...
Well, it's turned into so much more through repetitive use.
Mm-hmm. And the unconsciousness to it...
Oh, yeah.
Also plays a role with that. So something that small can be so surprisingly big in our disconnections.
But it's so small that it falls through the cracks because we don't even notice it.
Yeah. Harmless, but we use it constantly.
Right. What are micro memes?
Well... Micro memes. A meme is an idea or a thought that gets passed on. Mm-hmm. And this is a micro meme. It's a way that I'm sharing some information. I'm trying to make that share of that information seem significant. So I might be sharing something with you, but I use the word but because I'm trying to give you another direction of that information. They're using it as a transition what sometimes it shows up as, I don't hear you, or I don't understand what you shared.
Right,
or
but
I don't.
Here's my take.
Here's
on
my take on it.
Right.
So,
which is not always helpful.
Right. So the micro memes, a meme is an idea or a thought that gets passed on, and like our glasses, our microphone, our phones, these are all memes. They're successful and they get passed on. Communication memes are things like say thank you, okay, or say goodbye, or hello, or whatever it is. Those are memes that have been successful as a way of connecting or communicating. So anyway, so when you hear the word "but," it's a micro meme of communication or communicating in a way. Yet it is one that can present a disconnection in the communication.
Right.
Now I'm going to use a little story here. So,
Okay.
I don't know if you're aware of Navy SEALs. Okay, so they have a way of connecting or a way of communicating that's really specific, and they have to practice it, or they die.
Right. Yeah, their life depends on it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're really attentive to those small little details about communicating in an effective way. So anyway, I have a funny story. My brother was attached to a SEAL team, and he was an EOD, means he was an explosive guy. My brother was an explosive guy. And there was a guy who stepped on a tuna can and thought it was a bomb. He didn't know it was a tuna can. And so they called my brother in for him to kind of come and help him get off of this.
Right, without it exploding.
But my brother saw that it was a tuna can. But the guy only saw that it made this clicking sound.
It made a noise that he was really worried about. Right.
So anyway, so those small little details are similar, you know. My brother got beat up by the SEALs because he knew that it was a tuna can, and he made this elaborate show of he was going to save him, and so he pushed him off the tuna can, and he didn't blow up, and so he was like, "Yay! Thank you so much. I'm so proud of you. I'm so happy you didn't blow up." And like. So then later that night when they were all together, they said, "How did you know what to do?" And they were just so like, "How did you figure that out?" And he goes, "Well, dude, it was a tuna can."
Right. I saw it, and I could see it was a tuna can.
So anyway, so those small little things, or noticing those small little things in our lives are kind of like the tuna can. You got to be aware of these ways that we get disconnected from each other. And I mean, they have their whole different way that they talk with each other. They know what these certain signals mean, and they don't. I mean, they're really clear about using those certain signals.
Right.
Okay. In the same way with our communicating with each other, we don't use that repetition of habit or pattern in that way. We go off of our life doesn't depend on it, so to speak, like theirs does.
Oh, well, yeah. So it's very different in that respect.
Right.
But we do fall into pattern. We do fall into habit. And those habits don't always lead to connection. And
So curious.
That's what we're trying to see right now.
Yeah. So you use "but" on purpose.
No, I didn't.
So this is no. This is about really reshaping or retraining our brains. You see, back to my SEAL example, they have to. Part of when they're not in work, they're practicing all of this every day. They're they're doing,
because not just their life depends on it. The life, everybody's lives it depends on.
So this is about kind of noticing how our language shares and says something by the words we say or the words we don't say. Mm-hmm. And if we're not practicing this attention to it, we risk that disconnection.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So I think it's great that
right, that I just used it and didn't even realize I used it.
Yeah. And that's a wonderful part of this, we're learning.
Right. We are.
We're learning, and we're trying to figure this out, and we're doing it some humor, yes, because it can be helpful.
Yeah.
But this is about everyday stuff and becoming aware of our communication habits.
Mm-hmm.
If we're not aware of them, if nothing changes, nothing changes.
Right.
So this is where we're using this intentionality for connection, not showing up with accidentally using connection. So
right, because you'll hit more targets intentionally.
Well, other micro memes are that we've had, like some people use just do it or right. You should.
Should.
I know.
Yeah, that's another one of those words that shows up so frequently. Mm-hmm. And when you've been using it your whole life, it's really difficult to stop. Mm-hmm. It takes a severe amount of attention, really.
Okay, so here's a kind of a relief for you. You didn't choose these habits.
No.
You inherited them. Mm-hmm. They're just what you have. Now, I can choose, at this point, I have a choice. Is this what I want to keep doing?
Right.
Because if not, they're going to automatically show up.
And I've chosen that I don't want to keep using those words. I don't want to keep using the word should, and I don't want to keep using the word but as frequently as I do.
So you owe me $500.
Or, okay, yeah, well, I don't know about that game. So another similar, it's a set of words, actually. It's just a pair of words that I would use in conversation. And it was a good friend of mine who said something about it to me and helped me see it. Mm-hmm. And now I am actively trying not to say it anymore. It is, well, no. Mm-hmm. Which is basically a transition to erase what they said and supplant it with my own stuff. It's just like but, well, but, well, no, same thing. And it became so part of my language that I would just say it and not even realize I said it until somebody pointed it out. That's what this is all about. It is so hard for us to sometimes self-police, but you just start with a little bit and you can do it. I mean, it gets easier with time. It does. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You said but again.
I just knew it because she was cracking up. I'm like, oh, did I do it again? You did. Yeah, I did it again.
I think this is going to be our best episode. These language habits, they're not. It takes a constant attention to them. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And I don't mean you, oh my gosh, I have to pay attention to them. Not that kind of constant.
Every word I say.
No. I don't want to call it a constant. It's not necessarily. I would say more cognitive. I want to be aware that I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. So, and turning that on to be so aware takes time. So
our brains like to use shortcuts. Mm-hmm. I mean, we like shortcuts. You have a shortcut to get to work, don't you? Didn't work today, did it?
No, it didn't. Yep. Oh.
Our brain, when it hears words that you notice when you might think you're being dismissed, I think your mind and body react to it.
Mm-hmm.
You might fold your arms.
Mm-hmm.
You might look away.
Mm-hmm.
You might
you might get a little warm.
or you might be silent. You not want to.
Oh, there's Bruce.
He's going to let us know if there's any
intruders
yeah.
at the house.
So anyway, so I got kind of distracted by him.
Yeah.
So anyway, our brain's going to hear sometimes these contradictions, and then so we want to focus on kind of noticing those. That's kind of what our suggestion is for this week, is to practice noticing these shortcuts that we might use in our language, because we might be wanting connection from someone, and we're like, why did they not?
Right? Why did they react that way?
Right?
Why aren't they reaching out to me? I don't understand. What did I do? Oh, I welled them, or I butted them. Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, let's look at alternatives.
Okay.
Well, let's see. Okay, so first let's talk about all the words like but. But, actually, just, or you should.
Or no.
Or no. Yeah.
What was it? Was it? Well, no.
Well, no.
No. Well, yeah.
Yeah. See, I think I'm softening it when I do it like that, but I'm not.
Yeah.
So alternatives to those things are yes. Yes, and, or just and.
I'm curious. Tell
also,
me more.
Or.
Thank you for sharing that.
Right. Thank you for sharing that. I also have a thought about that.
Yeah.
Would you like to hear it? Or can I share that with you? Yeah. I mean, it took me a second to come up with that. And I'm like, oh, wait a minute. How would I reroute that? Right. That's how.
So practice your own and share them back with us, what you're using.
Right.
Instead of the but.
Yeah. Let us know. We love to chat with you guys. So please chat with us.
Share more about how this might be in your life, about how it might impact you, about if there's other words that, what we call them, micro memes, words that we might use that disconnect us.
Right. Now that you're thinking about it, you know, think about every word you use and whether it's helpful to the situation or not. It just takes a small perspective shift to do that.
So yes, and I hear you, or that makes sense. Here's another thought.
Here's another thought. Yeah, I like that. I hear that. And another thought, blah, blah, blah.
Or at the same time.
Yeah. At the same time, there's also this. Yeah. There's no shortcut. There's no shortage of alternatives to the words that we use them too much. It's crazy.
Well, they spread unconsciously.
Right.
That's why we use it a lot.
And if we're not aware,
right, it's like a virus.
We just keep doing it.
Right.
Yeah.
And in some ways, it kind of it shapes the language that we might be having with or shapes our language, how we are connecting with another person. Because then people might want to avoid you or not want to be around you if you're using that kind of language that is disconnecting or shaming or blaming.
If it makes them feel that way, yeah.
Well, we've talked in our other cognitive distortions that we were talking about earlier in these episodes. We didn't really go into, but some of those but I said it. Some of those have Now you got your $500 back.
Yeah. Because we all do it.
Right. Anyway, I made a bet with him that if he wanted to learn how to stop using the word but, that he could pay himself $500 or pay me $500 every time he used the word.
Right, like a serious swear jar. Oh my gosh, $500.
So how to kind of apply all of this? So, we're using the BIG framework. So BIG is build awareness, investigate meaning, and generating choice. So building your awareness about how you might use these micro memes, these words that disconnect our relationships, especially around the word but. Mm-hmm. I think that's probably the biggest one for me is but. Mm-hmm. Is there another big one? Not really.
Not really. Mm-mm. No, because there's or, and, yes. It's...
Yeah, one that's disconnecting.
Right. I think no, and but... Anytime you're discounting what somebody just said is disconnecting. Mm-hmm. Even if in your mind at the time they're wrong, because you don't actually know their perspective. You can see part of it, but you don't know the whole story. So don't act like it. And stop discounting what they're saying.
There's other ones. Always, never, everyone, no one.
Right. All those.
Yet there's nothing as canceling as but.
Right. No. Those are definitely the canceling. Yeah. So.
But there's also other words that kind of. We didn't really talk about this, but I want to go down this road. I call them hidden evaluators. They're phrases like calm down. Or just relax, don't take it so personally. Even if it's meant kindly, they still disconnect you from that.
Right, because they're correcting you.
Correcting, right.
Right, and digital culture often rewards correction over and contrast, over connection and cherishing. I mean, it's just, people are just chomping at the bit to correct others, and we ain't got time for that. Debate style communication becomes normalized.
Well, that's what we have now in social media.
Right.
Is a lot of the people get on there and just like to argue with people.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can call it debate, but it's really argue. Yeah. No, social media is a real fun one.
Well, we have actually, technically, those are other ones.
Yeah. They're just as discounting in the middle of a sentence. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
It's kind of like hierarchy. I'm getting it, but you're not. Is really what it says.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thus, I'm better than you.
Well, anyway, so we're just kind of asking people to kind of be aware of the words that we're using. Be aware of how they might trigger defensiveness unintentionally. There's another one, calm down. Or don't worry about it. We have people, don't take it so personally. We have a lot of people that, they think they're trying to help us. Just relax. You're being too sensitive.
Right. All that does is get our back up.
So anyway, so back to our kind of looking at the words that we use as being aware of them, kind of what we're trying to get, or what this podcast is trying to share, or this episode of the podcast is trying to share, is kind of becoming aware of these habitual disconnectors, and how they might land for you emotionally. And here's where what we can do about it is we have choice. We can look for other words to use or be aware of those words to use, to help us kind of connect. So,
right, to find an alternative. Yeah. Repair restores safety and keeps dialogue open. Yes. Because you got to repair.
Oh, especially if you
if you've been stepping all over somebody, yeah, you
right.
got to repair that situation if you want to keep the friendship,
right?
Or whatever the relationship is.
So I think it's not about eliminating the words. It's just trying to be aware of kind of where we are and what we're using, and being aware of the signals that they might carry.
Well, right, because the word "but" does have a place in our language. It clearly does, because it just fits sometimes when it's not directly
contradicting
another person, right? And that is how we've come to use it so profusively. So that is the trick. Let's try and notice when we use these words.
Become aware.
Yeah.
So
the big awareness. Love it. Well, so maybe the lesson here isn't to eliminate words, right? It's to signal what they carry, right? So think about the situation in which you're using it. Even if you've already used it. Notice, think about it, and the next time
do something different.
you'll get there a little faster and faster and faster. Yeah.
So anyway, so this week
amazing.
We're kind of inviting you to notice one connector word that you might use automatically, even if it might be something that you disagree or want to expand the idea with somebody else. So just becoming aware of, if you're using buts, shifting it to and would be an optimal way of connecting with that word. So,
yeah.
And that kind of brings us up to what our word is for this week. You want to say it?
Yeah. It's A-N-D. And.
Because
you can have this and that, not this but that.
Yeah. Because sometimes belonging begins when we move from but to and.
Thanks for joining us on Blueprints for Belonging. We love having you.
Yes.
Thank you. Bye.
See you next week.
Alrighty.
Thanks for listening to Blueprints for Belonging. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to follow. Leave a 5-star rating for us and share it with a friend.
You can find us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you like to listen. Your support helps us keep building conscious connection in this disconnected world.